Oops. Let's try this. There we go. The tobacco turning point. Early tobacco advertising was really effective. Smoking became more and more common. Smoking rates climbed until 1964, the year the Surgeon General published a report that explained many of the harmful effects of smoking. Up until this point, the public suspected smoking may have been bad for health, and this groundbreaking report confirmed it. After the release of the report, trends in smoking began to decrease. Why do you think this report had such a large impact? You'll have a chance to answer that question shortly. The report was impactful for many reasons, but mostly surrounding the concept of manipulation. The report gave accurate information, it was a trusted source, and finally, it was available to the public. Tobacco control. The decline in smoking rates didn't happen overnight. Many public policies were put into place to discourage people from smoking. In 1965, the Federal Cigarette Label and Advertising Act required large warning labels on cigarette cartons. In 1971, the Surgeon General proposed a smoking ban in public areas. In 1998, advertising targeted at young people was prohibited and higher taxes were placed on cigarettes to discourage use. These kinds of policies helped to fight back against the big advertising push from the large tobacco companies. Secondhand smoke. Tobacco control policies were put into place not only to encourage people who smoked to quit, but also to protect those who did not smoke. The truth about the dangers of secondhand smoke became more well known because of ads like these. Secondhand smoke is smoke that is exhaled or comes from the burning product. This smoke can cause danger to anyone who inhales this smoke, even if they are not the ones smoking. Even pets can be harmed from secondhand smoke. Since 1964, about 2,500,000 non-smokers have died from health-related problems caused by exposure to secondhand smoke, and many others face asthma and heart attacks. Why do you think these types of messages are effective? The RICO case. In 1999, the U.S. Department of Justice filed suit against the cigarette companies for violating civil provisions of the Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organization Act, commonly known as RICO, and other laws. This same law was used in the 1970s to prosecute the mafia and others who engaged in organized crime. In 2006, U.S. District Court Judge Gladys Kessler convicted the big cigarette companies and their trade and scientific groups of forming an illegal racketeering enterprise to defraud the American people. The court ordered the cigarette companies to publish corrective statements telling the public that they had lied about the dangers of smoking, secondhand smoke, and nicotine addiction. The court also prohibited them from challenging the evidence that these statements are true, which is why the companies no longer do so. Judge Kessler stated, "The evidence in this case clearly establishes that defendants have not ceased engaging in unlawful activity. The continuing conduct misleads consumers in order to maximize defendants' revenues by recruiting new smokers. the majority of whom are under the age of 18, also preventing current smokers from quitting and thereby sustaining the industry. Do you think it was fair to treat tobacco executives like mob bosses? Why or why not? Then and now. Nicotine side effects from Stanford University. This is an example of current ads. Think about what they look like now and what they did previously in this presentation.